Welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to share with you guys some coins I recently got back from NGC Conservation. Those first couple pictures you see in there, those were before pictures, and I sent these coins in because they had low eye appeal and they were very darkly toned, and I ended up with pretty mixed results on them. As you can see already from the dime, it looks pretty nice. When you send them in for conservation, they do reholder them and regrade them, and you can't get a downgrade, which is nice, unless of course you sent in a PCGS coin. Then they would automatically crack it out and regrade it, and you could get a downgrade, but PCGS has the same rule for their coins. So as you can see, this is maybe just a smidge lighter than it was in those before photos. Not much. You're starting to get a hint of blue toning coming through, which is kind of nice. But yeah, overall, not the best eye appeal. The 1854 with arrow seated half has a price guide value of $1,500, which on this coin is very high because gray sheet's 825, and there are no recent comps from the last few years. But if this coin were blast white, it'd probably be around 1,100 bucks or so. But with this toning, probably knocking it down quite a bit. And it also came back same grade, MS62. Coin I made a mistake on, for sure. I paid $840 for this coin, and after the conservation, I'm into it for $930, probably $930, probably closer to $940 with shipping and everything. So I will lose money on this. This is a trap coin. I probably didn't do enough research before I bid. It's what you want to avoid doing. I mean, nonetheless, it's probably still worth 800 bucks. I'm not going to lose too much, and I will get to learn from my experience, so there's always that. And then we got this 1912S dime that actually looks much better than it did before. Now, the dark toning on this dime wasn't nearly as bad as it was on the seated half. And so I suppose I've learned a bit about their conservation as well from this, whereas something that's almost terminal, like that $50, there's not going to be much they're going to be able to do with it. Whereas something like this, where it was half white, half dark, the toning didn't seem to be as deep on it. They can really work some magic with. So at least I learned that going forward. Definitely don't want to be sending them in any, super dark tone coins, because they're just not going to be able to do much with it. But yeah, they got pretty much all the dark spots off this coin. So overall, I'm very happy with this one. And 64 plus, we got to upgrade half point. So the 12S Barber dime, price guide and 64 plus, 875 bucks. I paid $400 for this coin on eBay, maybe close to 2 years ago. And the actual value of the coin is probably more like $650 to $750. Price guide's always high, but so I'm into the coin for $490. So I'll probably end up keeping this coin. I don't think I want to sell it. That's a tough date in higher grades. So I'm happy with that one. Population of 4 in this grade between the two services, with 82 better. So that's pretty rare when you think about it that way. And it has a mintage of 3.4 million, 3.42 million. So not many survived this nicer. So did well with that one. Makes up for my mistake with the first one. And few things in the background I wanted to share with you guys are these ulus that I got. One's new, one's old. This one is a newer one. It's a polar bear tooth, probably over 3 inches long. Very cool. And I believe it's signed. Let's see if we can zoom in. By a local artist. It has a very sloppy signature. Tagachuk, looks like. Is that a date? December 2014. So that's a pretty cool piece. I found that in a storage unit along with this other ulu, which also I found in a storage unit. That's one cool thing about living up here is you can find stuff like this in those units all the time. Generally, when you find something like this, you find a whole bunch of, you know, people have a small collection. So I found this along with a bunch of other, I think these were both in the same unit actually. This one's very old. I would say probably turn of the century, right around 1900, possibly older. The handle is really old too. I think the handle may have been replaced. I think the metal's older. This metal could be 200 years old. Very large, so a real authentic ulu will often be really big like this. This thing's probably 10 inches wide. They would use these to carve up whales, seals, large animals. So they have these very big, heavy-duty ulus this thing has definitely seen some use. So that's really cool. I have a few other ones that are old like this. I have one that's older. It's a little bit smaller. I'll share with you guys sometime. And then this back here, this is an old Hubley cast iron piggy bank, the Indian Chief. Really cool. And I bought this with some E-bucks I had a couple years ago. And one way you can tell when these are real, if you ever see a Phillips head screw, that's going to be a reproduction. Now, they could always take that out and put a flathead in there and try to fool you, but if you do see a Phillips screw, it's definitely not genuine. This one, I believe it certainly is a genuine piece. It says Hubley on here somewhere. I'm trying to remember where it says it. It was right there. Some sort of signature. But anyways, yeah, that's the old Hubley cast iron bank. I want to say I paid like 40 bucks for it. Something like that's not that expensive. It might be worth a few more dollars than that, but I just like anything old cast iron. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good rest of your day.